Welcome back to the Mental Dietitian Podcast. This episode is not even an episode. It is a bonus little thing that my best friend Markus and I put together. And this is a podcast episode about the Elysium Brotherhood. What is the Elysium Brotherhood? It is a men's online community that Markus and I are putting together, building a curriculum around. And today's episode is for us to share with you who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're going to do it. So my name is Ahren Lynch-Potter, for those who don't know who I am. I have been building this podcast for almost 3 years now. I am a certified integration and addiction recovery coach. I currently coach men and women who are going through psychedelic therapy. I also coach people who are not going through psychedelic therapy. I help people get unstuck. I help people transcend whatever it is that is creating suffering within their lives and help them break free of that. I've been doing this for quite a long time before I was actually certified. I got certified in about 2023, and I've wanted to put something together for a long time with my friend Markus, and we finally came together. And we're putting together the Elysium Brotherhood. I wanted to pass it over to Markus for him to introduce himself, give a little background about himself, and then we'll go to the next part we're going to cover.
Yeah, thanks, Ahren. Really excited to do this. It's been a long time in the making. My name is Markus Blettinger. I'll give you a little bit of background information on me. I spent 10 years working in health and fitness. I eventually started to specialize in biomechanics and looking at the intricacies of human movement and health. And that led me down a road of holistic health and learning how to use nature-based fitness, essentially using sunlight and grounding and earthing and water and food and qualities to enhance the body. And then somewhere along my way, I started to realize and see in my clients that you can't separate the body and the mind and the emotions. And so I kind of gave up my focus in fitness and health and movement and started to focus on the emotional side of things, started to understand the mind, how that heals and is corrected, and started to deep dive. So I also work in psychedelic integration. And I also work as a death doula. So I take care and work with people who are at the end of their life, or people who are helping those who are at the end of their life. And also that encompasses a lot of grief work and helping those who have lost loved ones move through their grief, not only in honor of the loved one, but also then to use that loss and that immense amount of grief to spark the initiation that happens inside of us to ripen and deepen our character and the way we show up in the world. And that extends into purpose work and trauma work and figuring out what life is really for. And a large part of why we're starting this brotherhood is to help men work and live from a place of inside out as opposed to outside in. So I'll throw it back to you, Ahren. Why don't we discuss a little bit about what we have planned here and kind of what we want to, with the vision that we have for this going forward.
Basically, like what Markus said, is a lot of men these days, it is a shift that is happening culturally in a really beautiful way. You have some of the best athletes in the world talking about their work they are doing with plant medicines. You have men talking about how they feel in a way that has not happened at any point in human history, in the Western culture of human history, I would say. This happened in many other cultures, but as a Western civilization, we're starting to kind of break free of a lot of, I would say, constructs around religion and things like that. But what this is for, the vision behind this is really to create a community to help support men as they shift from that outside-in perspective to an inside-out perspective. What does that mean? It means a lot of men out there think that success is women, cars, money, how big your house is, where you go on holiday, etc., etc., etc. Both Markus and I have worked with men worth millions, tens of millions, even hundreds of millions of dollars. And they end up coming to work on their soul because they've been playing the outside in game and it's not working. And then they start playing the inside out game. And that's where it really is. Because everything that a man wants, and a woman, but this is towards men, everything a man wants is a feeling. We're looking for a feeling. And if you can create that feeling on the inside from a place of enoughness versus trying to seek it on the outside world from a place of not enoughness, thinking that it'll fill some hole within you. If I make this amount of money, then I'm enough. If I drive this car, if I live here, if I have this kind of house. So really helping build a community around that. And what we want to do is we want to, I don't know, help people wake up and look around their circle for people who are becoming conscious. And that can be quite a lonely path. It can be, especially if you're the only person in your group that starts really wanting to do this stuff. People will try and bring you down. Just it's a natural thing. There's nothing wrong or right about it. It just is what it is. And a lot of men are learning that this outside in game is not working anymore. It's creating a lot of suffering. Here's what I'm not saying. All of that stuff is not good to achieve. I'm not saying that. I want all of that stuff, but I want it from a place that is from a place of enoughness and wholeness versus a place of, if I don't have this, I'm a loser. So the vision is creating a community of like-minded men, giving them curriculums, monthly modules, weekly teachings, Q&As, discussions, and eventually expanding into courses, in-person events, and really just creating a community where people can come and drop the armor, drop the bullshit, and really tell each other what's going on and have support around that. We'll also have expert speakers in their particular field, part of the curriculum and the modules around education that we're covering monthly. So is there anything you wanted to add to that, Markus?
Yeah, you touched on a lot of good things there. Not only just the millionaires and the billionaires and the hundreds of millions, like what I've noticed in the work that I do with the men is I have a handful of, younger men who are in their early 20s and they're just feeling an enormous amount of pressure to have their lives figured out and to do the right thing and to make the right choices. And I see a lot of them very confused on how to make the right choices and how to build their compass for life. And so we cater to those as well. And all the way extending to like the 50-year-olds who are successful and have the businesses and the money and the cars, and they're looking around their life and they're still feeling empty and they're still feeling like they can't experience joy or they can't experience gratitude, and they're filled with stress, and maybe they got health issues because they've been running like this for a long time. And so, yeah, we want to create a community for people to come and, do their inner work and to have accountability and to have two professional coaches being able to guide and have a community that's able to guide and to share that, the mind hive mind wisdom that comes from a group of people meeting and sharing and being open. And like you said, drop the armor. And, the word that we came up with a little bit as we were planning this is Ahren's word is about holistically successful. And so that means, having abundance in your health life, in your romantic life, living a life of purpose. So you feel like you have a place here, feel like you belong, and being successful financially and spiritually and creatively, and try to create abundance in all of these pillars of our lives. Whereas we all know that we have abundance in some of these pillars, but how to become more holistically whole in all of these experiences, and then have a like-minded group to be able to walk through this with. Because as you said, is many people are starting to realize that the way they've been doing things isn't really working for them. And so they're looking around going, well, who's here to teach or learn, or where can I go to get some resources and support to be able to expand a little bit? And that's kind of the container that we want to create here. So yeah, like you said, we want to create a monthly membership where we meet every week. We got visions of bringing in some books and having monthly focus groups and having a place where you can come and ask us questions or have group coaching, or just come and hang out with guys that are trying to, build a successful life for themselves, just like you are. And have a place to come for support and accountability and challenge and success and celebration and all of those things that we all strive for and that we know that make a successful and grateful life.
Beautiful. Yeah, this is for people. If you find yourself saying things like, I'm tired of not living my purpose, I want to meet a woman, I want to meet a partner, I want to leave my job or go after my dream job, or I want to start my own business, or I don't feel happy, or I feel stuck, or I want to fix my relationship with my partner, my wife, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm over looking at myself in the mirror and hating the man that I see in the mirror. If you feel like you're not enough, and no matter what you do, no matter how fast you run, the light at the end of the tunnel doesn't get any closer. If you feel any of those things, or if you feel, here's another perspective, if you feel like you're really successful in 4 to 5 of those areas that Markus talked about earlier, but there's a few areas of your life that you don't feel abundance. It's kind of how I feel. Self-saying anything like that, this group is for you. Men of different ages all around North America. It will spread globally. And you are welcome. You are welcome. It's a place, like we said earlier, to drop the armor, be who you really are, a safe container of support, accountability, challenge. Men respond to challenge. Sometimes you need somebody to hear, to say to you, what the fuck are you doing? With love, not in a horrible, mean way, but in a compassionate way, challenging you to be better.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think this is an opportunity for us to really share our gifts and support others who are finding their gifts and learning how to bring it out into the world. Not only in finances and in money, but just those who are looking for more, looking for to bring more of themselves to the world and how to do that. And I do a lot of purpose work with people, and there are many, many people that I come across that are just wondering, what are we here for? What are we doing? Like, there's so much chaos in the world that makes you kind of step back and look around and just kind of think like, what is happening? Like, what are we doing here? What's my purpose? What can I engage in? What are my gifts that I want to bring forward? Those are all things that we can discuss in this and start to bring through in different modalities and books and other things. So we invite you to come join. Our first call is on the 16th, if I have that right. First call is on the 16th, which is a Thursday. We're going to just get together, see who's interested, have some introductions, and bring some topics. We're just moved into a new year, so let's chat a little bit about where our focus is going this year and what are the things that we're ready to let go of, and what are the things that we foresee being obstacles as we move through this and start to have this process of accountability and a place to go and have a chit chat and be supported and held and seen and belong. And so we invite you to come join us, and we look forward to seeing you inside.
See you soon.